good morning or afternoon, whichever is your circumstances. This is Dr. Scott Smith, and I am a research consultant with a grant initiative with the Highway Safety Commission and also the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. Today I'll be speaking about a training for judges related to the CAR system. The CAR system was initiated in 2022, also with the Highway Safety Commission grant. However, it's been re-implemented in 2024-25, and our goal is to re-implement it and use this as a tool to assist judges, defense attorneys, and also district attorneys to understand the interrelationship between mental health and DWI recidivism. I'll be presenting about 22 slides. This presentation will be about 10 minutes, and it is intended to be short or have brevity for the purpose of providing succinct information to educate judges about this system. Objectives of the training is relatively simple. I'm wanting judges to understand the CAR system, its functionality. I want judges to recognize the importance of mental health case screening and DUI cases, and also want judges to learn how to introduce the CAR's results into actual decision making. The first question you may ask as a judge is, why is mental health screening matter, or why is it important? Well, research has shown in the past that there's a link between mental health disorders and impaired driving. Also, such screening offers the opportunity to address root causes of recidivism, and also such a screening does promote public safety through informed sentencing. Something that's important to recognize with the CAR system: this is not an assessment, this is a screening. The difference between a screening and assessment is relatively simple. A screening uses a set system, a set protocol, in order to potentially identify disorders. And likewise, a screening may be completed by essentially anybody, clerical staff, administrative staff, or professionals if needed. Likewise, an assessment is completed by typically somebody with an advanced degree that perhaps may also provide testimony or to assist in decision making. As noted previously, research has consistently shown a link between mental health disorders and impaired driving. Mental health disorders offers a contributing factor. As an example, depression and anxiety can often impair not only judgment but also reaction times. And also, it's important to recognize that while within the court system you're focusing on substance abuse and its occurrences such as a DUI, oftentimes substance abuse has a comorbid condition. Generally, statistics show that 45% of DUI offenders have underlying mental health issues, and likewise, drivers with untreated disorders are more than 3 times more likely to reoffend. And the purpose of the system is to reduce recidivism and improve public safety. Likewise, from a behavioral impact, emotional instability can lead to poor decision making, such as driving under the influence. Well, let's talk about these root causes for a few moments. Root causes: mental health conditions drive repeat offenses. In other words, if you are mentally stable and you're receiving treatment and you have an improved outlook, you tend to make fewer bad decisions. Likewise, regarding treatment, research has traditionally shown that participation in therapies such as cognitive behavior therapy has reduced recidivism by 23 to 35%. And likewise, as opposed to judges making random decisions or based upon subjective data, it is proposed that the CAR systems offers judges with actionable insights and tailored interventions based upon programs that offer statistically solid and research-based interventions. Now let's talk about this public safety component. The relevant form of sentencing is very important. Through the CAR system, there may be data-driven decision allowing for tailored sentencing to address offender needs. There's a balance of accountability, And likewise, there seeks to be a community impact. And also potentially regarding judicial responsibility, potentially judges may play a pivotal role in integrating mental health into sentencing, balancing both the judicial system, judicial decision-making, and rehabilitation. I provide this slide again to emphasize a point. Mental health is a contributing factor to DUIs. Depression and anxiety can impair judgment. Substance abuse is often co-occurring with mental health conditions. And it's important to recognize the ultimate goal is to provide judges with a tool to evaluate potential mental health and likewise potential guide decisions regarding treatment, ultimately reduce with a reduction to reduce recidivism. Now, while we're talking about recidivism, let's talk about how root causes can reduce recidivism. Mental health conditions often drive repeat offenses. And if you can look towards the underlying issues, it is hoped that we can help offenders by making lasting behavioral changes, such as reduction in DUIs, and likewise regarding impact of treatment. It's been traditionally shown that treatment can reduce recidivism by 25 to 35%. Now, ideally, what the intention of CARS is to not replace decision-making, but rather provide a tool for judges to give them additional information regarding sentencing. Data-driven decisions allow for tailored sentencing that address offender needs, as opposed to offering either in globo or rehabilitation recommendations without data. The CARS program offers database information. And likewise, with this informed decision, with informed sentencing, it hopes to have a community impact. It addresses judicial responsibility. And likewise, something we're hoping to do is to provide an essential judicial tool for this process. What is CARS? Well, I'll provide a brief history of CARS. Essentially what CARS does is it provides screening for 13 mental health disorders. It's self-administered, and there are interviewer-supported options. And then likewise, what I can do is provide a printout and to assist judges in decision-making. The CARS program itself was initiated probably about 10 years ago through Harvard University, and Harvard University continues to have an active research program for this intervention. In Louisiana, it's only been implemented for about 4 years with limited implementation. Pilot studies again began in the 2010s with widespread testing in diverse jurisdictions. In many other states, it is proven effective in identifying and diagnosing mental health and substance use disorders. And likewise, through implementation, it's shown significant reduction in recidivism. And like right now, there's a present grant initiative to introduce it into the state. And again, something that's important to recognize is that there's 4 levels in which it wants to be implemented and also accepted. From the judicial standpoint, from district attorneys, from a defense attorney, and then likewise through the mental health providers. Within the CARS screening itself, and something important to recognize is that while I'm doing this verbal presentation, that there will also be another PowerPoint presentation without audio and video to assist in understanding further directions. The CARS offers a screening for 13 mental health disorders, offers a comprehensive screening capacity for many disorders, and also something it seeks to do is not only identify a primary disorder, but also comorbid disorders are co-occurring mental health conditions. And then likewise, there's a printout, and this will provide judges with detailed evidence-based profiles of defendants. It's self-administered, and then likewise what happens is judges will receive a report regarding the results, and this can be offered in print, PDF, multiple formats. How does it work exactly? Well, what happens, the defendant will complete an assessment, results are then analyzed and compiled into a report, and then the judges receive insight through the report on the mental health presence, circumstances. Then likewise, through this information, judges can recommend interventions. First, what happens is the defendant will complete the assessment. It is completed through a computer, tablet, or in-person assistance. It's self-paced. Again, it addresses 13 mental health conditions, and also it offers a confidential environment to promote transparency and accuracy. Essentially, this is not posted on the web. This is posted to an individual computer in which either Word documents, PDFs, can be printed or submitted to judges for review. Step 2, after it's administered, the results are analyzed and compiled into a report. Again, this is used using evidence-based algorithms. There's a detailed report offered, and likewise it identifies primary and co-occurring, or also what's called comorbid conditions, and also it identifies potential risk factors contributing to impaired driving behaviors. After the report is given, is the intent that the report will be given to the judges in order to offer them insights and also recommendations. The potential benefits are data-driven decision-making, tailored sentencing recommendations, and evidence for supporting rehabilitation-focused approach. Regarding data decision-making, how does it empower judges? It provides objective insights into the defendant's present mental health status. It reduces reliance on subjective judgments or limited information. And likewise, if it's implemented consistently, it offers a fair and consistent method in order to make or defer judicial decisions. Perhaps this is a possibility. It may assist with tailored decision recommendations. It identifies appropriate interventions. Recommendations may include therapy, substance abuse treatment, or mental health counseling. And then also what it may offer is that it enables judges to craft sentences that address root causes of impaired driving and also improve public safety, specifically through identification and understanding of mental health. Also, what it may do is use as a rehabilitation tool, as opposed to offering carte blanche or in global recommendations. You can offer recommendations based upon screened disorders, and from a broader perspective, it seeks to reduce recidivism rates, and then likewise, it aligns with evidence-based practices, emphasizing rehabilitation over punishment. How it can be implemented in court? Well, what you need to do is to begin to integrate CARS into existing workflows, make it as a part of the pre-sentencing, make it a part of the prior to court processes, train staff to administer the system, and then also coordinate with attorneys and counselors. Initially, while CARS will be provided by myself and other CARS staff, it is not the intent that there will be a permanent consultant to provide the screening, but rather the judicial systems will have independent processes to implement the CARS system. Integrating CARS into the existing workflows has numerous benefits. It has seamless implementation. It offers key benefits, and there are multiple steps for important integration. Regarding staff, how can staff come into play? Essentially what you use is you'll identify a screener. This could be a student, this can be an administrator, this can be clerical staff. Now, it's important with any kind of system that you have appropriate training. It's important to train people on how to implement it, but also interpret. And through the present grant, it is a goal that judges, defense attorneys, and also district attorneys will be trained on how to not only implement but also interpret the information. And likewise, as a result of all this, there will have well-trained staff to enhance efficiency and ensure consistency. One thing that's important to recognize is that while this specific presentation focuses on judges, for cars to be successful, it must be accepted and implemented across multiple components: judges, district attorneys, assistant district attorneys, defense attorneys, and then likewise mental health providers must be included within this mix. There may be concerns. I wanted to address those real quick. One, the CARS program has been tested, and it's a reliable and valid method, and as needed, applicable statistics can be provided. Also, regarding judicial discretion, there will be provided opportunity in order to assure that results are only shared with necessary individuals, and then likewise there is ensured confidentiality for data security by limiting accessibility to only the screeners and judges. What I want to do, I'm coming towards the conclusion of this presentation. I want to give an example of successful implementation. And again, the outcome is to reduce recidivism. From a nuts and bolts perspective, this is what has to happen in order for CARS to be implemented within the Louisiana system. One, judges need to schedule CARS training for our court staff. That's something that I'll be able to do. Next, you need to set up a pilot program in the district. The pilot program may occur through several mechanisms. It can either be through dry data or data with example defendants. It can be implemented within a court system without sentencing implementation. Now, also something that wants to occur is that this is not intended to be an isolated partnership, but rather what is intended is to build a partnership between experts, between universities, between mental health providers, and also within the judicial system. Information is available through the website, but I am Dr. Scott Smith, and my email is tscottsmith@aol.com, and please contact me if you have further questions. Thank you.